We hung up with each other and basically didn't speak for about 4 months. And it was very difficult. And the times we did speak, it was very awkward and bad, and it was a very bad time. And I was able to talk to my dad, who, was very supportive. But I think the worst part came when it was my parents' 40th wedding anniversary, and they were throwing a big party. It was in August, and she was having a big party at the house. And I said, if Ann is not invited, then I can't come. And she never reached out to Ann and never told me it was okay to bring her, so I wasn't going to go. I basically felt like I had to call my grandmother, who I was very close with, my mom's mom, and tell her that I wasn't coming. But I wasn't going to tell her why, because it was something that I felt that my mom, it would even make things worse with me and my mom. So I called her up and I said, Grandma, I just wanted to tell you that I'm not going to be able to come to the anniversary party this summer. Mom and I aren't seeing eye to eye on some things, and it's just, I just can't come in. And my grandmother said to me, is it because of your relationship with Annie? And I was blown away. My grandmother's 85 years old, and I was just blown away that this woman, she's a European immigrant. This is not in her, I didn't think it was in her world, but evidently she was a lot more aware than I thought. And we cried together on the phone, and I was just able to have the most wonderful conversation with her for many years until my grandmother's funeral. And at my grandmother's funeral, we were sitting at the where the family sits, and as people come in and they greet you before going to sit down, and they basically have an opportunity to chat with you before the service. My aunt came up to me, and I was staying next to my mother, and and by the way, this was 3 weeks after our daughter Lily was born, and she said to me, "Hi, how's Ann? How's the baby?" And I said, "Fine. Baby's amazing. Her name's Lily." And we started talking a little bit about it. And then a cousin who was standing next to her leaned in and said, "What baby?" And my Aunt Muriel turned and said, "Oh, Pam and Ann had a baby. Ann had the baby 3 weeks ago, and isn't that wonderful?" And it was like, it spread like wildfire at this funeral that I had a baby. And my mother was standing there next to me, and I kind of felt her from, I couldn't look. I just couldn't look. But I just felt her whole body stiffen, and it was like it just took over the room. So the funeral happened. We sat Shiva at my parents' house, and basically it turned into this celebration of my baby. And people brought baby gifts, and they came and they were coming up to my mother and congratulating her, and it was the most amazing thing. And I had a moment where I stopped and I realized that this was my grandmother's gift. That more than anything, my grandmother wanted me and my mom to come together, and she wanted this all to be right, and she couldn't do it while she was alive, so she did it on her way out of this world. And it was a pretty amazing thing. Reach inside of you and just know that you will make it through that coming out, that it's so hard to disappoint your parents and to know you're going to disappoint your parents.
Or your friends or other family
Right.
members, because it's just the way it goes. Not everybody gets it, and not everybody feels as strongly
Right.
that you need to live your life
But
and be true to your life.
Right, and that's just that transcends coming out. That's your whole life. You've got to be who you are in every part of your life. That you've got to be true to yourself in your work, in your relationships. So it's just, that's just a piece. I mean, the coming out part, I guess, is the most That's a difficult action
Right.
that you actually have to do, but it really is just a universal feeling about your whole life, and just being who you are, and try to be yourself no matter who you're meeting. Being yourself will relate to the person you're talking to, and they will feel it, and you will get a positive reaction at some point, and positive feedback in your life, and I think you'll be a whole lot happier. In the end. It may be painful, the journey may be painful, but that's a sacrifice, and that's well worth it, because in the end I think it will make for a more happier, productive being.
This is Mason.
Hi,
How old are you, mister?
I'm 9.
You're 9.
Yeah,
And
look
this
at the
is
camera.
Lily. And
Hi.
she's
11.
11. And then we have 2 dogs, a cat, some fish, and that completes our family. Yeah. But this is the core of the unit right here. This is the most important stuff. And there are lots of different kinds of families. There are families with a mom and a dad. There are families with one mom or one dad. There are families with 2 moms, which they were the most lucky to get.
Why are you guys so lucky?
Because we have 2 moms,
We have
and they're
2 moms.
loving.
And what have we always told you is the most important thing in the whole wide world?
Family.
Family.
So let me ask you a question. Even though I birthed you, Mason, and Mommy birthed you, does that make us different in terms of
No.
being parents too?
Nope. No. You're both still funny.
Well, and that's that.
That concludes
You're
that
both still
interview.
funny.
We're missing the Speed Racer show.
All right,
All
don't
right,
watch
well
Speed
then
Racer.
you are both
All right.
excused. Thank you.
Yay!
Lord.
Whoa!